it's been a while since I last spoke about Tottenham, to be fair. A lot has happened around the world. It's been chaotic, crazy. And London, probably every copper's worst nightmare. The fact that Arsenal, Tottenham, and Chelsea all playing in London, and everyone is protesting because everyone is sick and tired, I guess, about corruption or about double standards. It doesn't matter which political spectrum you're in, you're angry about something, and you've got the right to protest about it. But the one thing that really needs to be protested about and really needs to be brought to the attention to the public is the officiating. It's corrupt. There is no chance in hell that goal should have been disallowed at all. I mean, what happened to clear and obvious, firstly? Fair enough, if the referee makes a mistake, cool. I understand that because you are human. You make mistakes. That's why you're supposed to have VAR to back... That's why you're supposed to have VAR inspect your decision and see if you might have got it wrong. And I understand as well that VAR are also trying to improve themselves by making the decisions quicker and not take so much time. Fine, I get that. Fair play that you're trying to make some changes. It's a shame you still get everything wrong, though. I mean, how can you even say that whatever happened between Fernandes and Mickey van der Ven was enough to rule the goal out? Never mind about what the referee first saw. It's VAR that I'm talking about. It's honestly pathetic. It's horrendous. Football fans are paying a lot of money to watch these games. Whether it's on TV or going to the actual match, you've got all the money in the world to try and fix up, improve from your mistakes, and you still get it wrong. Honestly, it's a joke, the level of refereeing and officiating. And I'm not saying, by the way, just to make it clear, I'm not saying we get done by VAR or referee decisions. Every club goes through this level of shithousery. It's a problem for all football clubs. I know people like to make jokes about Manchester United or Liverpool, but even they have had their fair shares of horrendous moments from VAR and refereeing decisions. So this is actually a whole issue that concerns every single Premier League club. Some get it worse than others get it on a more regular basis. But the principle is that refereeing is really killing what is supposed to be the best league in the world. I'm still feeling, even though we thrashed this lot 3-0, I'm still feeling pissed off about that decision. That's how frustrating and horrendous it is to put up with this level of officiating. It doesn't matter if you even win by a goal to nil or 6 goals to nil. You are going to carry on speaking about that moment because it is a very worrying factor in what is supposed to be the most prestigious league in the world of football. Playing West Ham as a Spurs fan is never easy, to be honest with you, especially the pre-match build-up to it. The thing about West Ham is they bloody hate us. But it's funny though, a lot of West Ham fans literally hate Tottenham more than Millwall. I don't know why. It's a forced rivalry. They obviously won that Conference Cup a few years ago, and they were really giving it the big un about winning a trophy, and we didn't. Obviously now Europa League winners. I mean, it was never really a competition between West Ham and Tottenham. West Ham are just a much smaller club than Tottenham. It's just they have a really loud, gobby fan base. If we lose to them, we will not hear the end of it. That's how it works. Like I said, for some reason, we're their biggest rivals. I guess with Millwall being in the Championship, it would make sense for a West Ham fan, but for a Spurs fan, that doesn't really make too much sense to me. From the get-go, I have to say I was maybe nervous for the first 15 minutes, especially that Paqueta chance. Very unlucky for them not to have gone 1-0 up. I mean, that ball went past that post whiskers away. I felt like as well it was quite hostile for Kudus at first. I felt that the nerves were getting to him a little bit, especially in the first maybe 20 minutes or so. I respect it, honestly. Like, I would be pissed off myself if I was a West Ham fan. So I did notice that every time he had the ball, he was getting booed. If he made a misplaced pass, he was getting a lot of jeering about it. I think the first half was just pretty much us as the better side. West Ham had that one chance with Paqueta, which could have completely changed the game. Second half, though, thankfully, turned out to be much different. We had another corner, but this time Sarr managed to head that in. No issues from the ref, no issues from Lino, no issues from VAR. That was a legitimate goal, just like the one that was disallowed, but they were never going to be able to disallow that. I've got to say as well, Xavi Simons with his corners and his moments on the ball, I thought he had a very good debut. I really like his work ethic and his talent. It seems like whenever he's put in the spot where he has got too many men around him, he has got that ability to still be able to retain possession and even put in a superb cross. I thought his crosses were brilliant today. If we had a proper target man in the box, you know, someone like Harry Kane, I think we could have seen more goals today. Now that Thomas Souček red card, I've got to say it was a stonewall concrete red card. There is no arguing about that. If you go studs first, it's going to be a red card. That's the rules. That's the laws of the game. I do have to say, though, he was a bit unlucky to have actually ended up doing a challenge like that, because from having seen the replay, it was very clear that he was trying to go for the ball, but with the ball bouncing off a complete different direction and then his stud ripping off a chunk off of Palhinha's sock, there's no arguing. You had to go. And the moment West Ham lost Souček, they were pretty much done and dusted. They had no cover in the middle and no strength in the middle either, for that matter, because that is what Souček specialises in. I mean, that Lucas Bergvall goal, the header was special. It wasn't quite like Robin van Persie's header against Spain in the 2014 World Cup. But my God, though, you could see the similarities with that lob of a header over the keeper. That was just a fantastic header from Lucas Bergvall. And I think he got man of the match as well. Mickey van der Ven slotting in that third goal. It's fair to say that Thomas Frank is definitely working something with Tottenham. And I do want to stress as well that I think that we can't get too far ahead of ourselves. You know, to come back from an international break after losing to Bournemouth at home and then coming up with a result like that, it does look all promising, but there is still a very long way to go. But what I do like, if we want to do our attacking football, we will do it. And if we need to track back and defend, we will also do that. It seems like with Ange, it was one way and that's it. But at least with Thomas Frank, we have got so much flexibility. I think we're a bit screwed with strikers, to be honest. It's shit that Dominic Solanke is out still. And then our options are between Tell and Richarlison. I mean, Richarlison is a workhorse. He's going to be using that for other things, which you can get away with as a striker. But Tell, I really don't know what to think about him, because, again, he was just absent. I just don't think he is that striker we're looking for. I don't think he's good enough. But it's always good to get 3 points, especially if it's against your London rival, and especially if it's against a side that are practically obsessed with you. The champions of Europe have let West Ham know that we're not really that club that you think we are. We also just happen to really not care about you. They are a tiny tin pot side. That's not me trying to wind up any West Ham fans who might be watching this video. That's just my honest thoughts about them as a club. We just genuinely do not care about you until we play you on the day, obviously. Let me know if you like this kind of content. I know I haven't spoken about Tottenham in a while. I quite frankly find it a bit boring and tedious doing like live watch-alongs or live match reactions. I don't do that stuff anymore. And it's a well-earned 3 points. So up the Spurs.